The Tower of London, a place rich in history and mystery. Just hearing the name sends shivers down your spine. Its walls have witnessed centuries of secrets and sorrow. It's not just a castle. It's a place where history and horror meet, where the past haunts every shadow. For centuries, it's been a royal palace, a prison, and a place of execution. Kings and queens have walked its halls, and prisoners have met their end within its walls. But it's the unseen residents that make the tower truly terrifying. Ghosts of the past, forever tied to this fortress of shadows. Imagine walking those cold, stone corridors. The air is thick with the weight of history, and every step echoes with the whispers of the past. Every shadow seems to move, as if the walls themselves are alive with the memories of those who once lived and died here. Every noise might be a ghostly step, reminding us of the souls that still roam these halls. You can practically feel the weight of the past pressing down on you, a tangible presence that makes the air feel heavy and the silence deafening. The Tower of London isn't just haunted. The supernatural is part of its very essence. It's full of supernatural energy, a shadowy fortress where the past and present blend together. Built in 1066, the tower has seen it all. Kings and queens have walked its halls. Prisoners have spent their last days within its walls. Blood has been spilled on its grounds. It's no surprise that ghosts are drawn to this place. Think of all the pain, fear, and anger soaked into these stones. The energy of those emotions lingers, attracting spirits who can't or won't move on. Some are former prisoners, seeking justice or peace. Others are victims of betrayal, their souls crying out for recognition. One of the most famous ghosts is Anne Boleyn, whose tragic tale has echoed through the centuries. She was the second wife of King Henry VIII, a king notorious for his ruthless pursuit of a male heir. Accused of treason, adultery, and incest, Anne met a tragic end. In 1536, she was beheaded at the Tower of London, a place filled with blood and sorrow. People say her spirit still haunts the tower, endlessly searching for her lost daughter, Queen Elizabeth I. Elizabeth, who would later become one of England's greatest monarchs, was just a child when her mother was executed. People have reported seeing a figure in white. With her head tucked under her arm, she glides silently through the tower's old corridors. Some say she shows up on the anniversary of her death. Her mournful cries echo through the night, reminding everyone of her unjust fate. Anne's tragic story highlights the tower's brutal past and the restless souls it holds. The Tower of London, with its dark history, is a place where the past and present mix. The spirits of those wronged still linger here, seeking peace that may never come. The story of the princes in the tower is one of the most chilling. Two young princes, Edward and Richard, were locked in the tower by their uncle, Richard III, and never seen again. Their disappearance remains a mystery, but their presence is felt. Visitors and guards have reported seeing two small figures, dressed in white nightgowns, holding hands, and crying out for their mother. The image of these innocent children, trapped within the tower's walls, is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. Even before it was a prison, the tower was a place of conflict. Thomas Becket, the Archbishop of Canterbury, clashed with King Henry II. Legend has it that Becket cursed the tower, bringing misfortune upon it. Some believe Becket's curse is responsible for the tower's dark history. His presence isn't as well known as others, but the curse adds more mysterious interest to the tower's haunted history. The Tower of London, a stronghold rich in history, has witnessed countless tales of loyalty and sacrifice. The tower guards, known as beefeaters, have been as much a part of the tower's history as its prisoners. These men have stood guard over this famous place for centuries. These men dedicated their lives to protecting the tower and its secrets. Their duty was not just a job, but a lifelong commitment to the crown and country. And some, it seems, are still standing guard, even in death. The tower is said to be one of the most haunted places in England, with numerous reports of ghostly apparitions. There are stories of guards seeing ghostly figures in full uniform patrolling the grounds as if still on duty. These ghostly guards are often seen at night, reminding everyone of the tower's dark past. One famous tale speaks of a guard who saw a figure fall from a parapet. The guard, thinking it was a fellow sentry in distress, rushed to the scene. When he rushed to help, he found nothing. The parapet was empty, and there was no sign of anyone having fallen. The figure had vanished, leaving no trace behind. This story, like many others, adds to the eerie mystique of the tower, where the line between the living and the dead seems to blur. The tower is full of unexplained events. There are cold spots, disembodied voices, and objects moving on their own are just a few of the strange occurrences reported. People have claimed to hear footsteps following them, only to turn and find themselves alone. Cameras have captured strange orbs of light and shadowy figures that defy explanation. The air itself feels heavy, charged with an unseen energy. It's as if the walls themselves are whispering the stories of the dead. The Tower of London shows the power of the past. Its stones have witnessed centuries of history, both glorious and gruesome. The ghosts and stories associated with the tower are more than just spooky tales. They remind us of the people who lived, suffered, and died within its walls. The tower's ghostly reputation makes it even more fascinating. Millions of visitors flock to the tower every year, drawn to its dark history and the possibility of encountering the supernatural. The Tower of London will forever hold us captive. Its ghosts and stories still fascinate and scare us, showing that some places are forever marked by their history. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the tower's eerie atmosphere is undeniable. It's a place where the veil between our world and the next seems thin. A place where the past is always present.